Greetings. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you're considering buying these LED lights. As is often the case, I received this product free for the purpose of review, but despite that, I'll be completely candid because I shop on Amazon the same way you do, and I don't want unpleasant surprises showing up at my door. So, if you haven't been introduced to this sort of light before, I'll give you a brief primer on what they're all about. Essentially, you get a string of you get a plug, and then you get a string of copper wire that has LEDs sort of glued into it, and so you can see that it looks brighter in your picture than it does for me. You can it looks to you, based on what I can see on the screen, like a solid, ball of light. But really, to me, you can see the copper in between, and in each light is an individual light. So what you're seeing is a bit of trick of photography. So don't be fooled. Second thing to say is I did not go through these ahead of time, so I don't know how this is going to turn out any more than you do, but I will go through a few of the basics. So essentially, you've got a string of wire, and you can unwind this as much as you want. One of the great features of these in general is that since they are copper wire, you can wind them around anything and they'll stick. Just note that the LEDs are about, let's measure rather than speculate, are about 3.5 inches apart. So just take that into account, that there's a lot of wire for every light. So whatever as I demonstrated on my finger, and you wind it around my finger, and you actually only see one light. I guess you can see two in this case, despite the fact that you've done quite a bit of winding. So just take that into account. The other thing to remember is this is just copper. There's no reinforcement of any kind. So if you twist and turn this enough and around sharp angles, then it will break. So just again keep that in mind as well. But these are great little lights. They make great decoration. Just as I say, keep in mind the various caveats that I have laid out. From a power consumption standpoint, the meter is reading 4.5 watts. So that's pretty good considering the amount of light they're putting out. Though it is somewhat diffuse in some ways. Lots of little points of light. And you also want to keep in mind that these are fairly easy to get tangled up, so you want to be careful winding and unwinding them, because it is very easy to get them in somewhat of a mess. But as lights go, I'd say these are pretty solid. They are probably waterproof. I don't particularly want to put that to the test, but they do have rubber fittings around the electronics. And the battery pack looks like this. It's just a simple plug, and is detachable like so. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. If it's not, let me know what else I should be telling you about LED lights. And until next time, happy shopping.